Welcome to the night where we light up the spark. We're trading crypto, finance, you'll be mad on the charts. Hosted by the one, Lunar Beaches top shark. Dive deep into the numbers cause this ain't no lark. We're crunching all the data, making money moves fast. From Wall Street to the blockchain, making predictions last. Community together in this financial blast. Markets after dark, that shatter ceilings made of glass. Mad on the charts with Lunar's bright lights. Crypto markets soaring through the night. Follow the trends, see future in sight. It's markets after dark, the financial flight. From Bitcoin to Ethereum, we're mapping the road. Stock tips and insights, secrets ready to unload. Trading strategies, sharp on knowledge be showed. Let Lunar Beaches guide you to the mother lode. Economic loops and the way the dollar flows. Community vibes where everybody grows. Analyzing trends while the world lays low.
Well. Welcome to Markets After Dark, where we go mad on the charts. I'm Lunar Beaches Crypto, coming to you live right here on the Piper Academy, Sunday through Thursday, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is Macro Monday. We do this every single Sunday night here in America, but it is Monday UTC time. We are in a new trading day, a few hours in, and we've got a lot going on, guys. We've got a lot going on. We've got Trump starting a trade war with some tariffs. We've got Mexico, Canada, China responding. We have everything crashing because of it. But I think we were expecting this, guys. I think we were expecting this. If you've been watching the show for the past couple of weeks, then you should know exactly what I'm talking about. Put a 1 in the chat if you do know what I'm talking about before I even bring it up. But I think you guys know, and I think I think that was the end of it. I think that was the local bottom. Nice little capitulation event before the big mega moves, I think, in the altcoins. But we'll see. We'll get into it. We're going to get into the charts, of course. We're going to go everything, do our typical Macro Monday stuff. Go over news, go over so the economic calendar for the week, and just get prepared for the week ahead and the weeks ahead. Because I think what I have been expecting is about to play out. And if that is the case, then it is time to get your exit strategies ready. This is a fair warning. Get your exit strategies ready. I hope you have one. And if you don't, well, we'll do the best that we can to let you know when it might be time to start taking some profits. Not financial advice. None of this is financial advice. I can only tell you what I would do, what I'm going to do, and that's about it. But with everything lining up the way that I thought it would, but admittedly, altcoins seeing a much bigger dump than I thought we would see, doesn't really throw a wrench in things, but it does give me a little bit of pause. But maybe it won't be too bad. But before we move on, you know what we got to do? We got to bring up the beautiful chat. What's going on? Got some ribs in the chat. Throw some ribs in the chat. Let's see them. Let's see those ribs. Rib chat. Let's go. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Excuse me. I've gotten a cough. There's been viruses going around, and I've been dodging them left and right, but they're coming after me. They're coming after me. We've got Average Crypto Joe in the house. Good evening. Well, why doesn't he just tell America that he is raising all taxes by 25%? Same result without alienating Canada. Well, the thing is that that's not necessarily the case. You're not going to get 25% inflation across the board because it is a global economy, because companies can go and find cheaper labor, cheaper resources, but temporarily, yeah, I mean, it could put a pretty nice dent in all of our pockets. And they're even admitting it. The Trump administration, they're even saying, hey, I mean, you're probably going to feel a lot more pain before things get better. So that's cool. That's cool. That's what happens when we rip the Band-Aid off, right? It's what it seems like we're doing. It seems like we're just ripping the Band-Aid off. Good evening, Average Crypto Joe. Good evening, Jay Violet. Who else do we have in here? We've got Alexandra G, the best mod in the biz, the mod queen herself. WixY589. I'm actually awake for this stream. Heck yeah, let's go. Robert Mulligan, good evening, everybody in the group. I guess this is one way to start an awesome week. Yes, indeed. Let's see. Wixwife. Why did I see some Army Pipers in here? Okay. I saw the emoji, so I thought that there might have been a spotting. Oh, wait. I saw someone in here that's not usually in here. Eric Wallen, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go. Somebody make these tariffs make sense. Sup, bro? Where's support? We're getting into it. We'll get into it. Average Crypto Joe, one's in the chat. Rip it off. Yeah, that Band-Aid. What's going on, Melissa? Shout out to you. One love. All right. Yeah. Username, LBC, you got into fisticuffs lately? No, why? Do I look like it? I don't know. The only person that ever hits me is my son in my sleep. The freaking hands and kicks to the faces. Kicks to the face. I have multiple faces apparently. Crypto Cash ate some Caspo. Yeah. Baba Yaz with the pink hands. What's going on? All right, guys. So we got a little bit of a dumpsy doo. Little bit of a dumpski. But hitting key level right here that I've had pointed out for a couple weeks now. But let's just go ahead. They're called love taps, LBC. Yes. Tap that support, the love tap. Wind Moon. That's a good question. Eric Wallen is a universal buy signal when he makes a rare appearance. Hey, there we go. All right. Let's just go ahead and let's just get to the chart. This is brought to you by Chart Prime. It's in the game. Get you Chart Prime 45% off your first month. Link in the description down below. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And if I don't see you, good night. Anyways. All right, guys. So a little bit of a dumpsy do. So let's go ahead and zoom this out. And let's throw on the schematic. The one that we've been following for a couple of weeks now. Here it comes. Kabam! There it is. We've been expecting this for a little while. Before we even got up to take these highs, this is what we were watching. We were watching to see if we would get the up thrust, and we did. We got the up thrust to take out the high of the buyer's climax, and then the ABC correction to the downside. So now the question is it going to reverse and push back to the upside? That's what we want to see. Now what I'm thinking is that We could get that big push up. This will help altcoins break out. Okay. Then Bitcoin will go sideways for a little while as altcoins start to run. Did I? Okay. So altcoins start to run, and then everything goes together right here. And who knows what would drive this, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what would drive this. But yeah. David, why not both? David Gelfand or both? What? Hail Mary, limit orders filling up. Either I'm a genius or I'm about to be broke. Can be a broke genius too, right? Yeah, we're just looking to get some recovery. We could potentially by the end of the week end up back to the upside over here, pushing back to that 104 level, 103 to 104, and then from there probably go short, and then we'll see a consolidation range if we are to continue to follow the schematic. That is, none of this is guaranteed, of course, and it's not financial advice, but we can clearly see that we've been following this all along, and it's still following along. So you get your buyer's climax, you get your automatic rally, your secondary test, your rollover for the sign of weakness, your upthrust, and then we do the three-legged move to the downside, and now we wait to see if we can get a pop-up and consolidate. And if we do that and Bitcoin starts to lose its dominance, then that means altcoins will probably be running during this period. Bitcoin dominance, speaking of, freaking shot to the moon. But harsh rejection on that Bitcoin dominance. We can clearly see big wick on that Bitcoin dominance, suggesting that the altcoins are holding up better or are starting to see more capital flow into them. But we still have the 786 up here at about 66.17%. And this box right here is a 2-week fair value gap. So we could see a little bit higher on our Bitcoin dominance, which could be coming back to this. It could be this push up right here, this final push up. That could be Bitcoin's final push up to that 66%. And then it drops, altcoins hold, if not pump, and then over a 3-week period or so, 4-week period or so, Bitcoin consolidates, whereas alts go crazy, and then everything goes crazy going into March, and then we see the potential rollover from there. If not that, then this could potentially be the bullish case. Okay, so the bullish case is going to be that this was a standard running flat correction, okay, where you come up, you hit resistance, you come down, find support, you come up, you sweep the high, then you come down and you don't sweep the low. So this is called a running flat. And if this is to continue like this, and we put in 1, 2, 3 and a big break, then we will be pretty bullish in my opinion. But I'm still looking at like 117 potentially being the high. So I would want to see like 120 broken, if not getting up to that 125. This thing could go just absolutely vertical. And this would be the most bullish scenario in my opinion. Either way, I think we are close to the end regardless. And this could still be the upthrust after distribution. And then everything just comes falling down after that. So this could always overextend. This is a wave 4 correction. looking for that wave 5. So it is that, but this is the bullish scenario, okay? But that means that if that's the bullish scenario for Bitcoin, then Bitcoin really doesn't have too much left in it. Let's say it does get up to that, let's just say it gets up to 120. What is 120? 120 is a 30% move. 128, let's say it gets up to 150. Okay, 150, it seems to be a pretty big target for a lot of people. 62%, okay? But you're not even getting a 1x. 62%. I think that the best opportunities are going to be in the altcoins from here until March, give or take. I've been sorting all my fishing gear out. Might take a month off and go sea fishing along UK East Coast until market recovers. Well, I would wait until after this bit. So, like I said, we've been expecting this over here on in the Madhouse. So, Wick, BTC could not stand on its head. Wait, what is Wick saying? Wick's here. What up? What up, Wick? How you doing? My brother from another mother. Alts are lower than October right now. It's crazy. Yeah, I know, right? Absolutely crazy. Now, someone was saying several months ago that he thought that most altcoins wouldn't even see their 2021 all-time high, that they would more than likely just retrace, and it's really looking like that's what they're doing. So, that's, yeah. So, yeah, we've got the Dixie pumping, so that's not exactly what we want to see on the Dixie as it's reaching out for new highs, but that doesn't mean that we can't run with it. It's just not ideal. We don't typically run with the Dixie. The Dixie typically is inverse correlated with our risk on assets. That Bitcoin dominance is continuing to climb as we speak, starting to move back to the upside. The euro has taken a hit with this news as well as the Aussie dollar, the British pound, the Canadian dollar is taking a hit. Now this looks like it's popping up, but this is USD versus the Canadian dollar. If you want to see what the Canadian dollar looks like, it's this. Okay, so this is what the Canadian dollar looks like. All right, so that just fell dramatically. Looks like it came down to a key area that I have lined out here. What do I have this lined out for? Let's go to the monthly. Oh, so we swept some equal lows. Imagine that. Imagine that. And we have some equal highs up here above us. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. It's almost like these things make sense sometimes. Oops, something has gone wrong with one of your indicators. No, I don't know which one. Oh well. Let's see. All right, so we can also do the peso. Peso USD. I don't know. Anybody know the symbol for the peso? Mexican dollar. USD MXN. Oh, okay. So this is USD MXN? So this is versus the peso and it's dropped? That doesn't make sense. Oh, I'm inverted still, aren't I? Yes. Okay, so I'm inverted. So yeah, that makes sense now. Big drop on the Mexican peso, of course. Now, this has been going down for quite some time, several months now. And it's coming back down to this previous consolidation range. So after taking out all of these highs, it's come back down. Now we just look to see if it can get a retrace before rolling back over. Possibly, because this is only a 3-legged move to the upside. Well, actually, no, this was a 5-wave move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, and then you get the correction to the downside, typically an ABC. Not looking good for the Mexican peso. I'll tell you that right now. And then we have the Japanese yen also taking a hit to the downside. Now I am on the monthly. Let's zoom on into the daily. Come on. So yeah, taking a little bit of a hit to the downside. Not too bad. Not too bad. But moving down nonetheless against the dollar. Well, let's invert this back before we look at the normal charts again. Now, the dreaded 3-legged up thrust. Yeah, that's what I don't like. Really hate it. Did you show the dollar yet? Indeed, I did. Well, I showed the Dixie. But yeah, the Dixie's coming up. It's it got a little bit of rejection at the platinum pocket at the 886 on the Fibonacci retracement. But it's already made it through the major retracement, so I'm not real sure if that's going to be the end of this run for the dollar. In fact, I kind of doubt it, but we'll see. Let's go ahead, and before we go even further into the charts, let's just take a look at the crypto heat map. Whoa! My God. My God. Everything's dying. It's all dead. It's all dead. Yo, what did you do to the markets, bro? You broke it. I know. I'm sorry. I don't know. To me, this looks like a new high score. Is this not a new high score? New high score. These downed markets are brought to you by Blowfin. LOL. All red. Yep. Heat. Not looking good. It is not looking good, is it? Ugh. All right. So, for the calendar this week, economic calendar this week, tomorrow we have ISM manufacturing PMI. So, the manufacturing ISM report on business is based on data compiled from purchasing and supply executives nationwide. Survey responses reflect the change, if any, in the current month compared to the previous month. For each of the indicators measured, new orders, backlog of orders, new export orders, imports, production, supplier deliveries, inventories, customers' inventories, employment, and prices. The report shows the percentage reporting each response, the net difference between the number of responses in the positive economic direction and the negative economic direction, and the diffusion index. A PMI reading above 50% indicates that the manufacturing economy is generally expanding. Below 50% indicates that it is generally declining. Our forecast is 49.50. That would indicate contraction because we are below 50. Previous one, the forecast was 48.4. The actual came in higher, so we actually beat the forecast by almost a point. And then the previous one before that in December, we saw an increase, or we saw the forecast get beat again by nearly a whole percentage point. So, and this did help us, stay afloat a little bit, because it did show some expansion in our manufacturing in the U.S., which you do want to see, especially as these tariffs start to come into play, because we need the manufacturing here at home in the U.S. to help drive our economy, which would help the velocity of money within the US, which would help battle inflation. Even though we would have more people working and spending money, we would be producing more and then hopefully start producing more than we are getting paid, essentially. So, so we want an abundance of supply so that the demand isn't keeping the inflation going, right? We need more supply, which means we need that manufacturing to come in higher to show that we are manufacturing more goods. Rib chat, what's going on? I was just getting in at that time. The global market cap is $3.05 trillion. Indeed it is. My total says 2.98 trillion. Does anyone know about the tariffs before the Great Depression? You mean the previous Gilded Age? And why I keep calling this Gilded Age 2.0? Because that's how I see all of this. Anyways, that drops tomorrow at, let's see, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So be careful during that time. We'll probably get a little volatile. Let's see if there's anything a little earlier than that. We got S&P Global Manufacturing PMI. So at 9:45, so 15 minutes prior to the ISM data drop. So they'll all be going on around that time. So just be on the lookout tomorrow for that data drop. Then we've got JOLTS job openings on Tuesday. Of course, this will help the Fed gauge how employment is going in the United States. The job openings refer to all positions that are open, not filled, on the last business day of the month. Job openings are a part of the Job Openings and Labor Turnover Survey, JOLTS. The survey collects data from around 16,400 non-farm establishments, including retailers and manufacturers, as well as federal, state, and local government entities in the 50 states and the District of Columbia. The JOLTS assesses the unmet demand for labor in the U.S. labor market and gained attention in 2014 as favorite labor market indicator of Federal Reserve Chair Janet Yellen. Last month, we were forecast at 7.7 million job openings and came in with an actual of 8.1. We did see a downturn in January, and seeing those job openings could have been a sign of a weakening labor market, people getting laid off, which for the Fed to maintain its 2% target on inflation is kind of what they want. But at the same time, you still want unemployment to be at 5% or below, which we'll get to that in a second. Then Wednesday, we have ISM Services PMI. And then Friday, we have this is non-farm payroll week. Okay, so it's going to be a volatile week, guys. Unemployment rate also on Friday. Friday is going to be a big mover. Everything that we're seeing right now is a setup for the remainder of the week, I believe. So we just got to be cognizant of that, and that things could be a rocky week. Especially given all the tariff stuff going on. I want to bring this up from the Kabisi letter and go over this. Come on now. Bloomberg's view on tariff implications. 1. New tariffs will impact about $1.3 trillion worth of trade, or 43% of U.S. imports, which is 5% of U.S. GDP. Average tariff rate in the U.S. set to rise from 3% to 10.7%. Note, this differs from our 22% estimate in point number 14 below, which is based on Trump's threatened tariffs through 2028. 4. Expected to deal a significant supply shock to the U.S. economy. Tariffs expected to reduce U.S. GDP by 1.2% and increase core PCE inflation by 0.7%. This is not good. This is why we're getting the sell-off. Assumptions assume that trade partners retaliate with some same tariffs, which they already have started to talk about retaliating. And then most models still do not account for the potential 100% tariff on BRICS countries. This would be the most unprecedented tariff in U.S. history if imposed. So they are, go along here. The trade war has officially begun. Here's our take on it. New tariffs of 25% on Mexico, 25% on Canada, and 10% on China are now live. We must first put this into perspective. 2. Mexico and Canada's exports to the U.S. account for approximately 78% and 77% of their total annual exports, respectively. 3. U.S. exports to Mexico and Canada account for approximately 16% and 17% of total U.S. annual exports, respectively. U.S. exports to Mexico and Canada are roughly $320 billion and roughly $360 billion, respectively, with less than 2.5% of U.S. GDP. That's why it's just not going to, it shouldn't hurt the U.S. as bad as it is going to hurt the other, Mexico and Canada. On the other hand, these exports represent 20% to 30% of Canada and Mexico's GDP. This trade war is clearly lopsided. The real wild card here is how China will respond to the additional 10% tariff. We expect higher prices for consumers soon. Yay. 7. This comes at a particularly important time as DeepSeek has disrupted AI and the U.S. is probing potential illegal chip purchases in China. The consumption of a trade war and potential new chip bans could significantly weigh on technology stocks. U.S. officials are being careful with their comments regarding chip bans and the DeepSeek situation for a reason. If these tariffs persist for more than a year, we expect U.S. economic output to decline by an average of roughly 2% per year through 2026. Ugh. Unless oil prices drop by 80% to roughly $15 per barrel, it is unlikely that lower energy prices will offset the effects of tariffs and existing inflation. Higher interest rates are here to stay through at least Q3 2025. President Trump's threat to impose 100% tariffs on BRICS countries, which could include more than 30 nations, poses an even greater risk. The average U.S. tariff rate is set to rise to roughly 22% under President Trump, more than 5 times the average over the last 30 years. As an investor, you cannot change the market. You can only react to changes in the market. The coming volatility will be a tradable opportunity. So, it doesn't sound good, does it? Does not sound good. And we're getting a little bit more of a dumpsy-doo here on the Bitcoin. Let's go to a smaller term time frame real quick before I talk about hold on, let me check something real quick. All right, that's good. All right, so a little bit of a dumpsy-doo. Bitcoin trying to hold. Let's see if we can continue to hold the midpoint of this demand zone. We'll see. All right, so I did want to bring this up. This is the Fear and Greed Index. We are sitting in fear. We are in fear, guys. Sitting at about a 43 on the Fear and Greed Index. That is well within fear. Typically, these are the best times to buy. Now, we are also putting in a little bit of a bullish divergence based on our Fear and Greed Index. Okay, so if we can get a bounce, that would give us a bullish divergence. where our fear and greed index is creating lower lows and our price is creating higher lows. So we could see that push up that we are expecting with our Wyckoff schematic. So we want to see that push up, back up into this the supply zone in here, and then we can see Bitcoin start to go a little bit sideways now. So the fear and greed, we're finally in fear, and typically that is one of the best times to start buying. Let's take a look at ETH, see how ETH is holding up a little bit. ETH getting a sweep, total sweep of the lows. All right, hold on. Hold on, I need to go back to my other chart and get on ETH. Here we go. Excuse me. Excusez-moi. Go to the weekly. Let's see what you guys are saying real quick. What's going on, guys? I haven't thrown you guys up in a yet. Let's throw you guys up. What are you doing? What are we talking about? Prices never drop. Nope, they never do. Don't forget to smash the like. Yeah, thank you, Alexander G. Don't forget to smash that like. Exactly, it has failed. Yep. I don't see prices ever coming back down, even when the consumer is paying an extra 10 to 25%. We all know the tariff decision was made after countless meetings with dozens of financial experts. Oh, yeah, for sure. Wages stay the same, at least here in Florida. Yep. The most trusted advisors, economists with the most acclaimed awards, the smartest of them said, hey, how about a tariff? As long as it is not like 1972 to 73. It might be. It's backfiring. Maybe. Tariffs don't work. I just sacrificed my Tia child to my other crypto children. Oh, okay. Sacrifice to Tia for the other cryptos. So definitely a little bit more of a dip than expected on here on the Ethereum. However, guys with beards, don't you love when you get a nice beard hair in your mouth? Anyways, all right. So ETH getting a nice sweep of the lows here. Gonna have to change this up a little bit. Hey, Canada, So now, oh man, I would have really liked to have seen a sweep of these lows here, but not necessary. And we can see that we are getting a nice, we did get a nice bounce off of the drop. That is on the weekly chart. Let's go down to the hourly and take a look a little bit closer. All right, so we do see that we are trying to stabilize in here. We did get a really nice bounce in here. And let's go to a lower time frame. Go to the 5 minute. All right, yeah, I mean, a little bit of a bounce, but then big pullback. To see where we are getting to on this pullback with our Fibonacci from low to high. May come back down to this 50% level at about 2,424 doll hairs. That is sitting just above that 0.382 at 2394. I would say that let's go to the 1 minute. I know it's kind of crazy. Don't worry, it'll be all right. I think anything in here probably a solid buy. Now let's take a look under the hood. Take a look at our Chart Prime Oscillator Pro Plus. Oscillator Plus. Check out Chart Prime, link in the description down below. Don't forget to check out NordVPN. Make sure you're using a VPN whenever you're on these exchanges like Blowfin. So check out that discount for NordVPN, 74% off, I think like 15 months. I don't know of an end to that promotion, so Check it out when you can. What's cracking, fam? TRD Farmer, what is good, my guy? I hope you're doing well. So, Ethereum trying to recover. Let's see. We're on the 15-minute. Getting some bullish divergences in here. Don't like that. We're still sitting below the zero line on our money flow and on our true 7 and on our trend ribbon. So, but we did get some oversold signals and our power bar has fizzled out, showing the selling momentum is all but fizzled out. So hopefully that is the end for the altcoins. Now, since you did mention it, TRD Farmer, was that TRD that said it? Good evening. Good evening. Nope, futures dropping. Jeff B. Shout out to you, Jeff B. We could see, oh, we did get a new week opening gap here. So, please zoom it on out. All right, so looks like we were expecting some downside, eh? And it did. It came down. So remember, when I draw this stuff out, guys, it's not supposed to be like a 1-to-1. It's just supposed to show the market structure that I'm looking for. And that looks like the move up and then the move down. I mean, this is where we are right here. It's hard to see, but we're down here. So that does give us a little bit of a channel in here. And so we want to see the S&P get a bounce. Now, getting that manufacturing report coming in beating forecast would be a good sign for that. I don't know if that's going to be the case this month, but next month we'll definitely be wanting to watch that. But I do want to see the S&P hold this fair value gap that we are currently residing in on price. If it can hold that and start to push up, then that would be better for the rest of the market. Now, something that we want to look at for manufacturing is going to be our Dow Jones, and it has taken a nice little plummet here. We have created this gap, but we can see, at least on the 4-hour, that we've broken a trend here. Not really what you want to see, but let's go ahead and zoom this out to the daily and take a look-see. All right, this is a break of this. Let's get rid of that. Let's take this. Let's put this over here on this high. Did we create a new high? Doesn't. Maybe just a tad? Hard to tell. But we can see that potentially could be coming down lower. Now, if it is to follow what Bitcoin has already done, then I would expect for it to come back down at least into this box right here. So taking this last move to the downside, maybe even as low as this one, but this was the last high over here. See, inside this range here, this was the last high before it pushed lower and broke this low here. So that's the high that I'm going to be looking for. So we could be seeing we could see the Dow Jones come down to about 43,443 points before it gets a move back to the upside. But we have created some equal highs up here, so that does give me some comfort in knowing that more than likely at some point we will want to come back to take out those highs. Question is really more a matter of when than it is if. So this is kind of looking like a typical flat correction for the most part, but it does look a little, it does look a little corrective in that we've got a 3-wave move to the upside. 3-wave move to the downside. Big up thrust. I mean, it basically did what Bitcoin did. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking that it might get down here to the 43,000. 43.4 to 40, 43 to 43.4. We'll see. But we are above the zero line on our Oscillator Pro Plus. Trend 7 is kind of just resting nicely above the zero line as well. So what we want to see is we want to see our money flow get a nice little pop up. Get that money flow popping up back above the zero line in here. And even if this has to push down a little bit more, but then we can start to see some curvature back to the upside on our trend ribbon. And if we can get that, then we could at least see a retrace back up into this gap up in here. But as of right now, we've taken out this internal range low. And so all intents and purposes says that we're probably going to go lower before we go higher. But with the trend ribbon still remaining above the zero, well, thing is, this thing is got a nice hefty curve pushing to the downside after a reversal signal, and the bullish momentum power bar fading away. So that is typically pretty bearish, especially when we have our money flow also in the red. I did not mean to delete the oscillator. Please come back. Meant to just delete this drawing. There we go. And I did it again. Holding under 21,000 now. What are we talking about? Oh, I love sales. Love sales. Yep, right. Taking a look at the NQ, now we would expect for this to be taking a little bit of a hit, being that technology stocks should be taking a hit. And it is taking a little bit of a hit, not too terrible. I mean, everything's gapped down. So, but this was a breakout of a bull flag, and now it is trying. I was back testing it for the second time. It's already came up here, swept this high, and failed to maintain above it. Came back down, closed above this downwards trend line, and right now we're pushing down into. We've passed back down through it, but if we can get a push back up and close back above it, then we could see a reversal here for the Nasdaq. However, our trend ribbon is pushing past the zero line, and our money flow is in the green. So a little bit of mixed signals. Tomorrow could likely be pretty rough across the board. It might even be probably going to be a rough week in general, but there should be a lot of volatility, which should should help for those of us that like to do our intraday trading. So, because volatility, we love the volatility. When you're an intraday trader, you love the volatility because the volatility is how you make the money. When it's slow and boring, you can't make any money doing that. But you also have to be careful and know what you're doing and manage your risk appropriately, and then you are good. Then you are good. Good. So yeah, we make money anyway. Yeah, up, down, left, right, sideways. Well, I don't make any money when it's side. Well, I do. You know, if you have like something that earns you interest, earns you some kind of yield, then yeah, you can make some money while stuff's going sideways, right? Let's take a look at the total crypto market. Total 1 coming down, sweeping these lows. I just don't like that. It just doesn't make me feel good inside. But total 2, big old dumpski. My goodness. Completely falling. This is why we don't like symmetrical triangles, guys. Because they suck. Oh, symmetrical triangles suck. This is why we don't play patterns. I'm just gonna stop. No more patterns from here on out. I'm just done. I'm done with patterns. Patterns are just atrocious. What I do like to see is ranges get broken out. If we go, we can see that this is a clear range. So we got this big to the upside. But what I want to do is I want to take my fib and put it at the low. So the start of the impulse to the top, and then see where we came down to, right to the 786. So we got a 786 bounce, and that is good. That is what we want to see. I'm thinking that we could see a V-shaped recovery for the altcoin market, and this thing really get ramping up, and then that's going to end up being all she wrote. And this is still, I don't know if I would say that the I mean, technically I could say that this was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Since this did not come into the territory of wave 1, then that is holding up as a 5-wave structure. So all intents and purposes, looks good on that end, on that front. So we're also put in a hidden bullish divergence right here, where our price created a higher high here, and our oscillator creating a lower low down here. So I said higher high, I meant higher low right here, and this creates a lower low. That is a hidden bullish divergence. So altcoins looking pretty good right now, but that Bitcoin dominance is still rocking. Still rocking. Now, that could just mean that we are coming up to the end. Could be coming up to the end. Very plausible. Let's pop this down. Where did my boxes go? Where did my boxes go? That's why we're fib dancers. Yeah, that's right. Dancing on the fibs. So Bitcoin doing a little bit of struggling here. Let's we can see that the USDT dominance also. So we could be seeing a lot of sell off also. Well, wouldn't really make sense when your Bitcoin dominance is moving to the upside, but we could be seeing a lot of people flushing out of a lot of crypto altcoins, trying to rush after the quote unquote safety trade, which is Bitcoin. But I don't know. It looks like they're probably going to, the safety trade is this one right here. The Tether, your stable coins. The US dollar is pumping to the moon, so why wouldn't you get into the stable coins? Now, we are looking a little bit toppy on our USDT Tether here on the 1 hour. So be mindful of that. If this starts to really dump and take out these lows, that means money's getting pushed into, just dumped into the assets. Let's take a change. See what we've got here. Are these no longer on Blowfin? Is that why they're blocked out? Maybe they changed them up or something. Look at this. We've got minus 30%. I know. Let's see. Let's take a look. Oh, I almost forgot the Velo chart. All right, so we're gonna bring up the Velo chart because I want to take a look at, you know, our liquidations and stuff like that. If you wouldn't mind hitting that like button, if you're enjoying this content, please hit that subscribe if you're new here. And yeah. So let's get into this. I'm gonna move this over a tad. Keep you guys up here. There we go. All right, so this little section right here, this is Bitcoin, just so you know, this is Bitcoin. We can see that our open interest is back at our lows from where we started to build up before we made this move to the upside. So back at the lows, nice big flush out in our open interest being your longs and shorts in the market, your leverage trades. So your open interest is going to be both sides of the market. It's going to be both. So whenever you see a move down in your open interest, that means leverage positions are being closed, whether manually or forcefully through liquidation. But we can see a nice big liquidation wick here with a big delta in the negative, both on our spot coins and our perpetuals. So that could be a little bit of a good sign that we kind of cleared out the froth of the market so that we can potentially move a little higher. So not much on the velo for that. We can go over here. Let's take a look at the coin glass. I want to take a look at coin glass. So one of the biggest things, guys, right now is just that, there's a lot of uncertainty in the market with these tariffs and stuff like that. So this is a little bit why you're seeing the sell-off, with the tariffs and all of that, because it's just a little bit of uncertainty in the markets. Markets don't like uncertainty at all. They don't like these trade wars at all. This trade war, because it just spooks the markets, because we don't know exactly how the tariffs are going to affect the economies. So we just have to be aware of that. We have to be paying attention. Let's take a look at our liquidation heat map. Bada bing, bada boom. Bada bing, bada boom. Everybody's talking about that Yeah, I'm making lightsaber noises. What about it? Hit that like button if you like Star Wars. If you're looking to trade, check out Blowfin. Link in the description down below. Let's turn you guys off for a second. There we go. And let's see if this heat map will ever want to load. Bro. Smiles. What's going on, Smiles? How are you doing, bro? How you doing, bruh? Okay, do you not want to... Okay, thank you. All right, so a little bit of heat right down here at this 92,558. Let's zoom it on out a little bit. Let's go to the weekly, if it's even gonna... You know what? It's not even trying to load, so... Being a little pain in the keister, all right? Pain in the keister. Go to the weekly chopped. And let's see if it... Yep, buying the dip. There you go. I mean, if there's any dips to buy, it's dips like these. Okay? All right. I skin even. Oh, I don't even know what that means. All right. So clearly liquidity is all up above us here on the weekly. Let's go to the monthly. All right, well, we can see that the liquidity is clearly resting above us. Let's see. Let me, where's me? Where am I? There you are. Video capture, unlock, move. There we go. Now you can see. All right, so we can see that, I mean, most of the liquidity is sitting above us. So, I mean, not too surprising because we do have those equal highs up here and these relatively equal highs over here. And all of these highs are right here, where I'm sure there's some stop losses over here. Now, could we go a little lower? Of course. Could it be the end of the bull run? Of course. I don't think it is, but we shall see. We shall see. I dropped the ball on a few swing trades. They were spot though, so I guess I'm holding $4 Atom now. Well, yep, I guess so. Are you using dial-up? No. It's actually probably not my internet, and it's probably more the processing power of my computer. Because my PC is really old. See, look at this page unresponsive. So, yeah, my PC needs to be upgraded. Absolutely, and we'll just have to deal with that later. Now, one asset that I do want to take a look at before we head out of here is this XRP. Look at this violent backtest. All right, now here's the good news. Good news is we came down and swept all these lows in here. Okay, we had all these lows in here. We knew that these could be areas of interest, especially once we lost this area here, this high up here. Once we lost that, it was a straight shot down. Okay, now the good thing is, if there's a good thing, is that we have bounced back into this range, and we had a push above the range, came back down to push below the range. These are very normal to happen. This is very normal price action to happen, where you have a range where you max out on the upside and you come down and then you start to consolidate. That builds your range. That high to that first low, that's your range, especially if you're starting to build up, okay? Then you come up to the top of the range. Then you come back down, you sweep all of the lows, and typically this does lead back to the upside. Only time will tell, but I would not be surprised if that is what happens. But one thing, Cajun Crypto, yes, it's 800% back to the top. So, but yeah, nope, not using dial, using liquid soap. Funny. But before we get out of here, you know what we got to do, guys, because it is that time when we need it the most, okay? We need it the most, all right? So put all your in the chat, and let's do this, all right? Moon gods, oh moon gods, please deliver us the gains. We need to turn this thing around. So please give us good economic data and send the prices to the moon. The end. There we go. Did I lose any of the new people? Or if you enjoyed that, make sure make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell to be notified for whenever we create new content or we go live right here on Piper Academy. We have 5 shows coming to you live tomorrow. We have Good Morning Crypto with BC Port Corp at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's your pre-market show. Then after that, we have your market open show, the Morning Market Report with Army Piper and the OC Guy. After that, we have T.I. Joe Trade Intuition at 4 p.m. for the Trade Academy. Bruh, what's up, bruh? Dudes, wild LFG, LMAO. If we're still rolling over tomorrow, I'm going in heavy. Yeah, I hope not. Yeah, and if you're new here, welcome to the Madhouse. All right, welcome to the Madhouse. To get used to, get used to the chanting to the moon gods. Okay, that's what we do around here. All right, because we're mad. All right. But anyways, after Trade Academy, we have the Crypto Nightcap with FD White and TradeFly. Then we'll be right back here for more Markets After Dark, where we go mad on the charts. I do appreciate each and every single one of you for being here. Please hit that like button on the way out. Also, guys, things are going to be crazy, so make sure this week, I think over the next month or two, things are about to get really pretty wild in the markets and in general. But that's what happens when you have a volatile president. You have a volatile president, you get volatile price action. All right, that's what happens. All right. But anyways, please be safe. Use some proper risk management, and wait for things to kind of settle. If you are going to go in heavy, just please be careful. Okay. Have an exit plan ready, because if things are about to pop like how I think they're about to pop, then it is time to have your exit strategy ready to go. So, but I think we'll go over that maybe on Wildcard Wednesday. We'll go over some exit strategy, and we'll go over a lot of coins. Tomorrow we'll have TA Tuesday. So be here tomorrow. Let's throw all the altcoins in the chat tomorrow night, and let's go over some charts. Now, since by then we'll have, a day for the market to have settled, and we'll see. We'll see what we do from there. But anyways, again, I appreciate each and every single last one of you. Thank you for joining me. I hope you all have an amazing, beautiful, wonderful, radical sleep. Sleep. And I'll see you tomorrow. Mad love and respect. Peace out.
Welcome to the night where we light up the spot. We're trading crypto, find out you'll be mad on the charts. Hosted by the one Lunar Beaches top shark. Dive deep into the numbers, cause this ain't no lark. We're crunching all the data, making money moves fast. From Wall Street to the blockchain, making predictions last. Community together in this financial blast. Markets after dark, let's shatter ceilings made of glass. Mad on the charts with Lunar's bright lights. Crypto markets soaring through the night. Follow the trends, see future in sight. It's markets after dark, the financial flight. From Bitcoin to Ethereum, we're mapping the road. Stock tips and insights, secrets ready to unload. Trading strategies, sharp on knowledge be showed. Let Lunar Beaches guide you to the mother lode. Economic loops and the way the dollar flows. Community vibes where everybody grows. Analyzing trends while the world lays low. Markets after dark were only brilliant shows. Hit that subscribe and join the ride. In the world of finance where fortunes collide. Lunar's path will be your guide. Through the market storm or the market tide. charts with Lunar's bright light. Crypto markets soaring through the night. From big dome markets soaring fast. Markets after dark touch the ceilings made of glass. Mad on the charts with Lunar's bright light. Lunar's bright light. Crypto markets soaring through the night. Follow the trend, see the future in sight. It's markets after dark, the financial flight. From Bitcoin to Ethereum, we're mapping the road. Stock tips and insights, secrets ready to unload. Trading strategies, sharp our knowledge be shown. Let Lunar Beaches guide you to the load. Economic loops and the way the dollar flows. Community vibes where everybody grows.